Hi, I am making a video today to tell you guys how to read a nutrition facts label and reasons why you should. And I thought this was particularly important because I grocery shop today and I just really noticed something that people are probably buying without even knowing, you know, what ingredients are in there, or maybe thinking something's healthy and it's really not. So I wanted to talk to you guys about that today. And in case you don't know me, I'm Chelsea Thiede. I'm the owner of Mama Bear Naturals, a nutrient-dense baby and toddler food company, and I blog at functional-foodie-nutrition.com. And before we get started, just to update you a little bit, my website is going to be up really soon. It's there just as far as purchasing and having it be live. That will be ready really soon. It's mama-bear-naturals.com, and so we should be able to produce product really soon. We passed all our inspections, and if you'd like to pre-order or contact me, you can do that at chelsea@mama-bear-naturals.com. So, like I said, I went to the grocery store earlier today and I saw some really good examples to talk to you guys about why you should read a nutrition facts label. And the first one is ranch. And I just have examples here. I'm not trying to bash like any particular brands, just this is about reading the labels. But I have kind of a beef with ranch because when I was in college, I worked in the kitchen where they would make the pre-game dinners for the Michigan State football team. And we would have to make like huge buckets of ranch, just like dumping a ton of mayo in there. It was just disgusting. And like putting a bunch of the powdered like ranch mix in there, and the team would eat like 2 to 3 buckets in a dinner. It was disgusting. But that's a little side note. Anyway, regular ranch, I just have this one brand, and some of the ingredients here you can see. Soybean oil is a really common one. We have high fructose corn syrup. We have some modified food starch. We have some preservatives like sodium benzoate, potassium sorbate. And so to talk about fats for a second, soybean oil, I know it's so common and we think, oh, it's sourced from vegetables, it's so healthy. Well, it's manufactured in a way that your body really doesn't know how to use it. Your body is gonna much more readily use like monounsaturated fats like olive oil, avocado oil. And I know a lot of people fear saturated fat, but our brains are made up primarily of saturated fat. So, you know, cooking with like coconut oil, grass-fed butter, those are really good fats. Your body's gonna readily use them. And if we need, in the small percentage that you're gonna eat fat, you want to eat the fats that are gonna serve your body. And soybean oil is not a good choice. And it is pretty much always refined, bleached, deodorized, not stuff your body really knows what to do with. And preservatives, your body doesn't really know what to do with those either. I think we all pretty much know that high fructose corn syrup isn't really great for us. You know, we don't really want to be consuming a lot of, you know, sugars, especially artificial ones. And when I was at the store, I was trying to find like good alternatives to these, and in the salad dressing section, it's really hard. So, you know, I would try and make your own with some olive oil and vinegar, or my favorite brand of salad dressing that I don't actually have like a container here, but I really like Primal Kitchen. I'm also obsessed with their mayo because all of their dressings and mayo are made with avocado oil, and they're preservative free. And So that's a really good choice. You can typically get Primal Kitchen at like Whole Foods, on Thrive Market. So look into that. And also I have a recipe for ranch dip that I had a video this week about, but I can post the recipe to that below. So my second example, and I forgot before I was talking about the ranch, but I kind of wanted to just talk through like the actual label, the components. This is what's called, the front part is called the principal display panel. It typically has like the picture, the name, the weight, and then the back has, you know, the nutrition facts and the serving size, and then the ingredients and the allergens. So my second example here is peanut butter. And I was at the store and I thought it was really interesting because nut is one of those things that you really need to be careful with. Because look, this says natural creamy peanut butter. Now, as a consumer, you pick this up, you see natural, you should be able to think this is a good product, this is healthy, that this is a good choice, and just pick it up, go, and be done. Ingredients: peanuts, cane sugar, palm oil, salt. You don't need to have a peanut butter. You don't need to buy a nut butter with sugar. And I mean, palm oil is not like a bad choice, but you really don't need to be getting nut butters with extra oils in them. So right next to that, I found the Simply Nature peanut butter, the organic brand, and all it has is organic peanuts and sea salt. So just a really simple change there of reading your label, and you've cut out giving your kids probably a ton of sugar, because if you're giving them nut butter sandwiches every day, you don't want to be adding cane sugar in there. That's unnecessary. So just another example of why you should read your label. The third one I found that was interesting is some pasta sauces. And I picked up a marinara that, you can see this right here. So this one has tomato puree, tomato paste, diced tomatoes, sugar, soybean oil, salt, and some spices. Now we already talked about soybean oil. We don't need to be consuming extra sugar. Right next to it, I found the organic marinara. And this one, these are kind of heavy. I do not want to spill these. Just tomato puree and salt and spices. Super simple. The tomatoes are going to give it enough sweetness anyway. So definitely something to look into. So our fourth example is yogurt. And yogurt should be a pretty healthy thing, right? You know, especially if you're picking up low fat. Well, I found this blueberry yogurt, and it says low fat, twice the calcium of non-fortified low fat yogurt. So it says excellent source of calcium. Now my first beef with this, that's aside from any labeling thing, is labeling does not account for bioavailability or how your body can absorb the calcium. And my beef with low-fat dairy is that you're taking out the fat, so you're taking out the fat-soluble vitamins. And your body needs the fat-soluble vitamins to absorb calcium. That is what puts the calcium in the right place in your bones. So that's my first thing, aside from the labeling. My second thing is the actual ingredients. And especially, In general, I think like flavored yogurts are just like a no-no. Unless you're getting one that's like that's just sweetened with honey or something, it's probably not going to be a good choice. So I would much rather get the plain yogurt, just put in some berries and stir in some honey. That's what I do in this house. But this one has the low-fat milk. Second ingredient is sugar, and that's pretty typical of these flavored yogurts. And we have some modified cornstarch, tricalcium phosphate, natural flavors, and citric acid. So just, you know, some preservatives, some stuff you don't want in there. And with low fat, also, you're probably going to get like more of the cornstarch and stuff like that in there because those things are needed to make them thicken up because you don't have the fat. So whenever you see claims like low fat and stuff like that, you have to think about what they're adding in to change it. So just get a plain whole milk yogurt. And I got an organic one because then it doesn't have, you know, the antibiotics and stuff. So my fifth example, which is probably my favorite one because I really liked kind of the claims and the trickery, if you will, on the package, is granola bars. And I found this one really interesting because in the name it says nourish. It's supposed to nourish you. And it says gluten-free, no artificial flavors. And look at that wonderful picture. It has all the nuts and seeds. How amazing. Let's read the label. Second ingredient, sugar. Fourth ingredient, corn syrup. Sixth ingredient, vegetable oil, palm kernel, palm, canola, safflower, and sunflower oil. Then we go down, there's more cane syrup. Yeah. Granola bars, that's a really tricky one. And with a lot of like grain stuff, you know, they enrich it. And so on the labels, a lot of times you'll see like fortified with iron, or, you know, a lot of granola bars are high fiber. But I'm guessing you don't really want your kids consuming things where in the first couple ingredients you're seeing sugar. That's really just not a nutritious snack. So my alternative is Lara bars. And this is the cashew cookie flavor. All it is dates and cashews. That's it. And I actually just posted a recipe to make homemade Lara bars. It's so easy. You just like put them in a blender cup, food processor, just those two ingredients. You can do like a 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup dates, 1/2 cup nuts of choice, pulse it, make your Lara bars. Noah already ate this. He saw the label and he's like, cookie? So I couldn't get away with not giving it to him. So my last example, I feel bad for my husband, but it's bacon. And this is not to say that bacon is like some sort of health food in general, but just when you get processed meats, if you're going to be eating them, there are ways to make better choices. So my less healthy example is this brand, and it's not against the brand. It was really that, you know, a lot of people go for this like gourmet, thick sliced type applewood smoked bacon. Very delicious. I mean, I have to be honest, the thick cut is the way to go. But when you look at the label, I'm sure that was hard to read. So sorry about that. But we are getting some maple flavor that has sugar, maple syrup, maltodextrin, natural flavors, dextrose, yeast. And so we're definitely getting a lot of sugar. We're getting some natural and artificial flavors, some polysorbate 80, which is a preservative, and it also helps hold the moisture in. That one is very restricted in other countries, just letting you know. And then we have some preservatives, sodium erythorbate and sodium nitrate. And the sodium erythorbate and the sodium nitrate are definitely things that you, for any like deli meat, bacon, please turn over and look at it. Read those labels. You do not want to be consuming those things, and they're pretty common in that type of food. So I found an uncured bacon, and that's just pork water, sea salt, evaporated cane sugar, and celery powder. And there is a brand, I'm pretty sure I made my Valentine's Day video, that it was like Pedersen Farms. I think that one's sweetened with honey, which I really like, but I have to go to like Fresh Thyme and Whole Foods for that, and I only had time to go to Aldi and Kroger for that. But still a much better option, preservative free, so I would look into that. And I hope this was really helpful and maybe just a little eye-opening that, you know, some of these products, they have some pretty kind of flashy claims, or they're things that we just typically think of as health foods that we really need to be a little more careful of. So if you found this helpful, please like this video, share it, comment, and hopefully later this week I'm going to be doing a video about some meal planning strategies. So thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Bye.